Goeienaand en welkom nog een keer in Kwarantynwyn in die tuin saam met Elaine. And for tonight we decided we'll drink something really special since we're in the garden. Might as well have something from the Garden of Eden.
Yeah,
So-
sun came out, so we decided to have something awesome.
A little bit the end of a long week during lockdown, and still no clarity on what restaurants can do and if we can sell any wine inside the restaurants. But for now we'll still drink some in the garden.
Yeah.
So the wine today is then from the Raats family. This is their single vineyard Vineyard Chenin Blanc. It was planted in 2008. You hold this for me.
Sure.
Just by Brewer Raats' house on the Polkadra Hills of Stellenbosch. And it's a tiny little vineyard, about 0.8 of a hectare in total, but of that 0.8 of a hectare, only 0.6 is planted to Chenin Blanc. And it's planted on high density planting, which means the vines are very, very close to each other, literally a meter by 1.2 meters apart. Now, if you go up on the west coast towards the Swart, up on the west coast in the Swartland, a lot of times it's far more spread out because of the lack of water and so forth. Many times as well that you can actually drive tractors and stuff between the rows. Here, it's single file, social distancing. Right there. The vineyards aren't planted in social distancing, that's more overcrowding. But there's a reason for that. It also helps the vines actually fight with each other and forces the roots to go deeper, looking for nutrients on there. Now, the vineyard itself is grafted from a Montpellier clone, which actually comes from a mother block, which Brewer secured from the Nijverlei. Now, the Nijverlei is between the valley between Worcester and Robertson. So about an hour, 2 hours drive from here through the tunnel. Shot. Long before you go to Sutherland.
Okay.
Long before that.
Okay.
Now, Chenin Blanc is South Africa's most planted grape variety, and it's an extremely diverse grape that we make so much of it. The style we have in the glass today is a lot more, almost want to say linear, more focused, and almost want to say precise. It's not as rich and
As opposed to?
as opposed to a lot of the more warmer areas. Like for instance, a lot of times in Swartland you get some really big, rich Chenin Blancs. It also depends when it gets picked, of course. But this one is a little bit more for me to what you would find in the Loire Valley in France. It's mineral, it's pithy, it's precise. It's very, very
It's like a good argument.
and to the point.
Yes.
Now, very, very small production, only 1,100 bottles produced, maybe a little bit more, a couple for tasting, but released as far as I know, about 1,100 bottles. Now, out of 0.6 of a hectare, it relates to about 8,000 vines that he has. If it were to be a full hectare, basically 1,600 liters of wine that came from that vineyard. Now, the Montpellier clone that he uses, which he actually loves to use as well, was very, very fashionable back in the day, but during the 70s it sort of fall out of fashion because of its low yields and small berries. It doesn't really give you a lot to play with, so you sit with limited quantities but great concentration on that. Now the nose as well, it's not like that jump out of the glass Chenin Blancs you get. There's some oak, but it's not a lot.
What I can smell is quince, right?
Yeah.
Like almost what you would smell with a Malva pudding, but not sweet.
Yeah, it's that fruit. It's that more fleshy fruit, like pears, like yellow pears and some apple, but almost like, but it's not as,
it's not. It doesn't taste like it doesn't smell like dessert, but it smells like.
Yeah, it has that fruitiness to it, that
Yeah.
floral blossom.
Yeah, but
Bit of
quince,
peach
but
and-
quince is also a very specific kind of fruit. You know, it's not like.
Yeah, it's one of those you have to cook it to actually get it to.
Yes.
To
So
give you that.
maybe that's what I mean. Then it's like cooked quince.
I can definitely relate to that. The palate is racing. The fruit comes through. There's a bit of honey to it, like honeysuckle.
Oh yes, I can taste that. Yeah.
There's a touch spice to it. Like
It
that.
is pithy, eh?
pithy.
is
There's
pithy.
a bit like almost like ginger, but very, very subtle. Just
Yeah.
thinking, if I had a plate of sushi in front of me now, this would be a great wine.
Excellent. Yeah.
The wine might cost like 4 times my sushi, depending on where you buy your sushi. Otherwise, it'll be half the price of your sushi. Now,
But worth it.
Chenin Blanc, this was also recently in the top 10 with the wine magazine Prescient Chenin Blanc report of 2020, which was judged by Christian Eads, Roland Piens, and James Peterson. Sorry, James, I'm getting your name there. And to me, they're from Wine Cellar, but they are some of the best tasters in the country. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy their view on this wine as well. And it's something we can age if we have the patience, but it's not that easy.
Well, you've got pretty good patience.
That's right. Just put it on the do not touch shelf and find something else to drink.
Yeah, he's usually very good, but under these lockdown conditions, we've made some exceptions, eh?
Yeah.
And
indeed.
am I happy for this exceptional
So,
wine?
since we've missed Drink Chenin Day last week, we might as well make up for it with this one today. So enjoy the wines while you have them during lockdown. Stay safe, and for now, drink some Chenin.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay, look who made an appearance!